Hello, we're looking at the Dow Jones Industrial Average to reference the markets and where we went today, where we've been, and where we're going tomorrow. So looking at a daily chart, you can see, a couple days ago on Friday, I suggested this would be the top in the market or close to the top in the market. And that's, we had 2 days, prices went up slightly, and here we're getting slammed right back down again. This is what my expectation is up in this general area. Today's bar, small, but it closed right at its low, and prices are extended from support being somewhere down around this cluster of bars here. The first area support about 255. So today's bar closing right at the low does suggest lower prices. It does suggest selling pressure will continue tomorrow. That's what the daily chart is suggesting. So to drop down and look at a 4-hour chart to see what confirmation we have here. This is, again, we just have this, prices have become extended, a little bit extended from support. So there is reason to drop for that right there. But prices rallied up took out an area of resistance over to the left, extended from support. The most recent bar, you can see, ended a slight topping tail. Again, suggesting lower prices. This isn't a reversal of trend or anything like that, but this does suggest that prices would pull back, and currently it's a pullback in an uptrend. So nothing that's too bearish or negative, but currently it is suggesting lower prices. To look at a 60-minute chart, this is where the information I see starts to get interesting, because from the whole rally that we started on back about the 14th here, each time we created a base and we break above that base, that's a bullish signal, and then prices stayed above the base. All right, so each time we broke above, you can see again here we broke above this base and prices stayed above. Again, we broke above a base and prices are so far staying above. But if we look closer at the most recent price action of what's happening, this is the day that I suggested that the market is pretty much topped out right here and time to exit long positions and just hit the sidelines for the time being. Because what happened is what my expectation is. The next day looked so bullish. The way that the prices closed right at the end of the day, closing right at its high, looked like the next day should have just continued higher, and it didn't. Prices gapped down, and then they more or less went sideways. All right, this is a little mini base. It's not as big as these others, but it created a sideways base. And now prices on this move here broke down below that base. And then prices have gone sideways under the lows of that base. So this is a little mini trend. It's very similar to going up. You break above a base, it's now support, you keep going. And that's what's happening on smaller time frames, and we begin to start seeing it here on the 60-minute chart, where prices have broken below a base, and now they're consolidating below the base. That's the first time that the price has been able to do that since the rally began. So I view this as a clear shift in momentum, a clear change versus anything that we've seen over the past couple of weeks. I'm going to drop down to smaller time frames, and I don't ordinarily do this, but I want to just show how we finally have broken below a base and prices are consolidating. So you can see on the 15-minute chart, here was the really just day that just looked incredibly bullish intraday. It looked like it was just going to continue to go forever, and it didn't. Prices gapped down the next day and then consolidated, right under, we're pretty much even with the base, but right there, you see it was definitely not above the base like all these prior rallies. It's in alignment with the base or a little lower than it. But then we have this move down right here, taking out this lows of this base, and now we consolidate sideways below those lows. And when we even have this one attempt to rally, it stops right at the base and it gets slammed. This is a breakout failure, this pattern. This is a nice sell setup right here, strongly suggesting that tomorrow prices will continue lower. So that's what I'm seeing on the smaller time frames. And if I scroll and look just to show you from the time that this market began the rally back on the 14th, you can see that each time prices rallied above a base, like here they broke up, they pulled back to the base, but they never went below the base. And, there was a little base formed here, and look what it took to resolve that. Prices had to go sideways for an extended period of time to deal with breaking below this base. But going sideways for the extended period of time took care of the problems that were created by breaking below this base and enabled the market to then move higher, breaking above a base and staying above it. Breaking above a base, just keeps doing it, staying above it. Now, finally, we break below. and we break below. So that's the first signal we have that there's been a shift. So if you were in long positions, not exiting on the day I suggested or the following day, at this point where the market is breaking intraday support levels for the first time in this whole rally, that tells me you really shouldn't be in any long positions. Your best bet is to be on the sideline at this point and wait for the market to set up to give another pattern for a new entry for a new position. So that's what the markets are suggesting to me today, is that we are about to start seeing some selling pressure coming into the market tomorrow. Given that this has been a bullish move in the market, and it's been bullish lately, sometimes these bearish things that begin to happen, they might fail for a little bit. Maybe the market does surprise and hold on another day tomorrow. And if it did that, it would suggest maybe the market has a possibility of making one more push to the upside. Or if that does happen, and if the market does ultimately show us something that's going to go up again, I think that the up move in the market is nearing an end. It's just momentum has come in so strongly that things don't always go up forever. You go up and then you come down, and we're at that point where things are very extended on the daily charts to the upside, that we are ready for a severe pullback, and we're starting to see intraday breakdowns. So this is the larger time frames begin to fail on smaller time frames first, and that's what we're looking at. So we'll see what tomorrow brings. Good luck trading, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.